Hey there everyone, welcome back to another video tutorial, and for this video tutorial we will be looking at an introduction to spreadsheet. Now, similar to our mobile apps as well as those found on computer system, a spreadsheet is also an app, which is short for application. Also, other terms that we will see are computer software or program, and a spreadsheet is used to organize data into rows and columns. Sometimes we may refer to a spreadsheet as worksheets. Now, there are various uses of a spreadsheet, three of which are: first one, it is used to carry out calculations. This means that a spreadsheet is able to perform mathematical calculations similar to those that we come across in math. Secondly, it is used to prepare graphs. So in the case where we want to find out the percent of boys in a class versus the percentage of girls, we would use a graph to indicate this. And then graphs also comes along with either charts or tables or other form that is represented as a pictorial output. The third is that of keeping records. So in order for a computer to perform calculations or to prepare graphs, information must be entered into a spreadsheet for those to be projected. Now, examples of a spreadsheet, three that we will look at are: first one, Microsoft Excel. This is considered to be the most popular, probably the most user-friendly one, and it was created by the company Microsoft, and this was launched in the 1980s. The second example, Lotus 123, designed by a company called Lotus Corporation in 1982. And then the third example is Apple Numbers, which of course was designed by Apple. Now, once we come across spreadsheet, there are some terms that we must identify in order to become familiar with what the application is about and how to use it. So the first term that we will look at is a row. Now, a row in a spreadsheet runs horizontally and is normally represented by a number. What do we mean by running horizontally? It simply means that our row moves from left to right. And in this example, three highlighted rows, just for your observation. The first one is where the row, so we call this row 1, which is represented by 1. Second one, row 4, and then the third one, row 7. So again, we say that a row runs from left to right. Now, column is another term that we will come across in Excel, or spreadsheet rather, and the column runs vertically, meaning that it moves from top to bottom. A column is represented by letters. So in this example, the two highlighted columns are column B and column E. A third term is a cell. A cell is the intersection between a row and a column. In other words, this is where our row and our column meets. In this example, there are 4 highlighted cells, and in our next slide, we will identify the name of these cells or the address of these cells. But first, we identify what is a cell address. Now, a cell address simply means the location where we find a cell. Example would be similar to our home address. As you can see, the names begin with the column name first, which is the letter, followed by the row name, which is the number. So the first cell address highlighted is A3. The second one was in C1, third D5, and then the fourth one is F1. So those are examples of cell address, meaning that this is where the name of the cell is identified. Cell range refers to a group of 2 or more cells. In this example, we have highlighted 2. First one is based on the row. Second one is based on a column. Now, the first cell range moves from, or begins rather, in cell A1 and it ends in cell F1. So we would say anything between A1 and F1 is a part of this cell range. So instead of saying A1, B1, C1, D1, E1, F1, we simply tell our users that we start at A and this covers every cell between until we are at F1. And that is for our row. The second example gives us the cell range for our column, and this moves from cell C3 to cell C7. So everything between cell C3 and 7 is a part of this range. Next term that we identify is a value. Now a value refers to a number or the result of a calculation or a formula. Right? So in the example, we have 4 random numbers and these are values. So the first value is 10, second value 12, third 24, and the fourth one is 3. A formula, however, refers to the relationship that exists among other cells. So the values are used to find formula, and in this example, the values in A1 and B1 were added together in order to give us the formula result for C. So the formula in this case would have been a sum, because a sum gives us addition of 2 or more numbers. The same applies for A2 and B2. Those were done using the formula sum, the sum formula, in order to get the result in C2. Our next term is that of a label, and a label can be alphanumeric, meaning that it can be a combination of both letters and numbers, and we follow the format as the name suggests: alpha, which is short from the term alphabet, and then numeric, arriving from number or numeral. So alphanumeric is a mixture of letters and numbers. And as we have identified a cell address before, we began with the letter followed by the number. So for this example, one label could have been A1, which would be alphanumeric. Also in this example, I have provided 3 column labels or column headings. Day 1, which indicates that this is alphanumeric. It is a mixture of letters or the text and a number. Same for B. And then in C, it was only alphabet, meaning that only letters were used in this instance. And that wraps up this video tutorial. I thank you so very much for watching, and I do hope that you learned something new and that you did enjoy. Please stick around for the next video tutorial where we will begin to use the Microsoft Excel application. Once again, thank you so very much for watching.